Unless we go to a zoo or Antarctica, we don't have a chance to see and formally meet penguins. But as animation character, penguins are pretty popular and relatable to all of us. In Korea, the best known penguin character had been Pororo until Pengsoo appeared. Pengsoo is a character created by Korea's education TV channel EBS. The precarious penguin is said to be 10 years old. He, or she, is an EBS trainee dreaming of becoming a top creator and a superstar. EBS has been creating characters fit for educating children, but they took a turn and decided to make a character a little out of the ordinary. So, Pengsoo was made, initially targeted at teenagers. But, unlike expectations, it has become popular among millennials. Pengsoo's YouTube channel has more than 2 million subscribers now, and is also a rising star in the advertising industry. Explaining its unexpected success, many point out that the character struck a positive chord with millennials. They say Pengsoo is an incarnation of what the millennials want reality to be, especially at the office. Warm-hearted, easily relatable, but at the same time trying to defy authoritarianism. Pengsoo has also taken a role in addressing social issues in Korea. He is supportive of those who have depression and has taken a strong stance against bullying. Riding the wave of its popularity, EBS has set up various merchandising tie-ins, which may lead to unexpected financial gains for the education channel. Due to its immense popularity amongst infants and children, Pororo is often called the president for infants. Nobody knows. The popularity of Pengsoo may someday surpass that of Pororo and is called the president for millennials. Pengsoo is blunt and has a little bit of an edge. This has gone against the traditional portrayal of characters created by EBS. So I said, Pengsoo is blunt. If you are blunt, you kind of say things in a very direct manner, and sometimes it could come off as a little bit rude. So for example, you could say one way, oh, it looks like, your body has changed a little bit. Or have you done anything different? But if you said something blunt, you would say, you're fat. Okay, so the being blunt is saying exactly what you mean, but could come off a little bit rude and direct. And I said he has a little bit of an edge. If someone has an edge or something is edgy, it can be controversial, provocative, bold. So for example, we did a podcast about the movie Joker. That was a very edgy movie. It was very provocative. Being more direct and rebellious, Pengsoo defies traditional norms of the fictional characters that were introduced by EBS. So I said again, he was direct and rebellious. So rebellious is going against what is traditional and what is normal. And Pengsoo defies traditional norms or things that are normal. So for example, he addresses the president of EBS by his name and not Sajanim or CEO. So that's against traditional norms and is very rebellious in Korean society. The initial target market for Pengsoo was teenagers. However, the character has been embraced by Generation Y because Pengsoo goes against the grain of workplace culture in Korea. So I said the initial target market for Pengsoo was teenagers. So EBS was trying to target teenagers. So the target market for cosmetics is women from their 20s to 40s. So a target market means the company is trying to get these type of people buying their goods. However, it changed to Generation Y. Now, we said Generation Y. We've been saying millennials a lot. Millennials is the most popular term, but they are also known as Generation Y. It's not used a lot, but you should know it just for listening purposes. And I said Pengsoo goes against the grain of workplace culture. So to go against the grain, it's an idiom. When you're sanding wood, you have to go with the grain to make it smoother. But if you go against the grain, it'll make things more rough. So if everyone's doing one thing and a person does the opposite, they are going against the grain. So, people kind of follow the rules in Korea, but Pengsoo is not. So he is going against the grain. Pengsoo's demographic was initially teens, but his popularity is skyrocketing amongst millennials. Pengsoo defies the traditional hierarchical structure in Korea. So I said Pengsoo's demographic was initially teens. Demographic is another way of defining a group of people. So people over 65 are a demographic. People from 20 to 40 are a demographic. Men, women, each is a demographic. It just means a group of people defined by age, race, religion, and income. And I said his popularity is skyrocketing. So if something is skyrocketing, it's going up very, very quickly. So a stock can skyrocket, popularity can skyrocket. You can use it for something that goes up very fast in a short amount of time. Again, amongst millennials, also Generation Y. And finally, I said Pengsoo defies the traditional hierarchical structure in Korea. So hierarchy or hierarchical structure is that of kind of a vertical structure. So in a company, you might have a manager, senior manager, and director. The manager does not talk to the director directly. He must go through the senior manager. That is a hierarchy, just like the military. So you have certain ranks, and ranks tell people what to do, but there's not much collaboration between different departments. You must go through a certain way from bottom to top and top to bottom. That is a hierarchy. Pengsoo's appeal to those in their 20s and 30s comes from this generation's dream of social change. This especially applies to how Pengsoo acts in the workplace. One thing I want to point out is Pengsoo's appeal to those in their 20s and 30s. A lot of times, foreign language speakers say this incorrectly. So when you describe someone with an age range, you have to put their kind of possessive pronoun in there. So if you use when he was in his teens, when she was in her 30s, people in their 40s. You always have to structure the sentence that way. And the next, his dreams of societal change. So a lot of people in Korea, they don't like the conservative way that the society is structured. So Pengsoo kind of goes against that. So societal change is when a society makes a change in its behavior and the way they act. Pengsoo's audacity has inspired younger office workers in Korea to go against traditional behavior expected in the Korean society. So Pengsoo's audacity. So to have audacity is to kind of like have bravery and confidence and to kind of assert yourself and take action even when you're not supposed to. So for example, if your boss says, hey, never question what I do, and then you say, hey, what you're doing is wrong. That's audacity. If you kind of are brave and confident and you do an action or say something against what someone wants, that's what we would define as audacity. Pengsoo is visible everywhere in Korean advertisements. His popularity can move products off the shelves. So you can use that last sentence, moving products off the shelves, moving units off the shelves. That means you can sell something. So we also use flying off the shelves. So for example, if you see Pengsoo's image on a chocolate bar, those will move units off the shelves or move products off the shelves. And flying off the shelves means it's selling very quickly. So currently with the coronavirus in Korea, masks are flying off the shelves. Pengsoo's image is a safe bet for advertisers. When Pengsoo puts his image on a product, it sells. So I said Pengsoo's image is a safe bet. A safe bet is like betting or gambling, but we use it whenever we're making a decision. So a safe bet means kind of a conservative choice that does not have a lot of risk. So since Pengsoo is loved by everyone, he really can't get involved in a scandal, it's a safe bet. So if you put his image on there, that product will sell. Thanks guys for downloading, and if you want to reach out to me, it's feurey@gmail.com, and look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.